Hi, Paul here, and in this video I'm going to talk about some of the tools the library has that allow you to easily create citations in your papers. There are a couple of ways that you can do this. Once you do a search in a database such as Pubmed, you could just copy the title of a paper that you'd like to cite and go to the library website. Paste the title into the search box at the top and click Go. Select the result, that's your paper, and on the right side click Cite. And it brings up this list of formatted citations in several different styles such as AMA, APA, Harvard. You could just copy and paste that reference into an email or into a paper. Another way of doing that would be to use a database that we have called Refworks. Refworks is linked from the front page of the library website. The way this would work, we're looking at a Pubmed search page here. There are different ways to get references from databases into Refworks. So for Pubmed, you have to check the boxes next to the references you want to export, click Send To, click Citation Manager, and click Create File. This creates a file that you can then save to the desktop and import into Refworks, and that's how you can get references in from Pubmed. You would use a very different process if you were exporting references from another database, for example Scopus. I recommend going to the library research guide that we link to on the library website under Research Guides for Refworks, which has instructions on how to get and how to export references from several of our library databases into Refworks. If you've never used Refworks before, the first time you log in you'll be prompted to create a new account. By default, Refworks imports references into this last imported folder. It's a good idea to create a new folder for each new topic you're working on. And you could do that by clicking New Folder and then call it something relevant to your paper. For instance, I've got one here which I've called Hip Fracture Paper. And from the last imported folder, you could either select individual references or check all in the list. Hover the mouse over this little folder with a green plus symbol and select the Hip Fracture Paper folder. You should see the number of references on the right here increases by the number that you have imported. It's a good idea to do this each time because the last imported folder is overwritten each time you do a new import of references into the Refworks database. Refworks has a very useful tool that integrates with Microsoft Word called Write and Cite. You can download it onto the computer that you wish to work on by going to Refworks and selecting Tools, Write and Cite, and there are different versions for a PC and a Mac. Once it's installed, you should see Refworks shows up in Microsoft Word as a new tab, and you can click Login. The first time you log in, you need to enter the group code here, RWGWUMC, and then your Refworks username and password, and click Login. You'll see this little red bar at the bottom going back and forth for a few minutes. It does take some time to sync with your database and bring in the new references that you have imported. Once you're writing your paper and you wish to insert a reference, you can click your cursor at the place on the page where you want to insert a reference. Make sure that the style is set to the style that you wish to use. For instance, I want to use APA, and then click this Insert Citation button, and up pops this box, which will then have a list of the folders. For instance, these are the papers in my Hip Fracture Paper folder. I can click the paper I wish to cite and then click OK. Once you've done this repeatedly, then when you're ready to create a bibliography, just save your document in Word and then click where it says Bibliography Options, and it outputs it as a bibliography in the format that you have selected as your style. For instance, this is an APA formatted bibliography.